All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Draftapalooza, slightly delayed, but we are here. We are back. Draftapalooza does not slow down for anyone, even a dentist appointment, which is why my mouth looks a little fucked up, but that's all right. I ain't feeling it, and we are good to go. Let's get into it. I think we go back to drafters for today. I'm really enjoying both the main event and the best and the survivor, right? The question is, can we fill one slow? Okay, 10 of 12. I'm doing it. I'm joining. Oh, no, I need a fast. And the fasts are 2 of 12. Too risky. Let's see what this one is. 8 of 12. Okay, we're going to do a fast draft here. Best Ball Championship main event on Drafters. And we'll get into all of the fantasy football news, the injury updates, all that good stuff. If you want to join me, get in there now. 3 more spots available. Guys, if you don't have a Drafters account, I'm really loving the format here. I just feel good about it. So if you don't have a Drafters account, promo code DFS Army. When you sign up, they do a deposit match. So you put in 100, they give you 100, play with $200. They give you a bunch. They give you free drafts constantly. Like every 5 drafts you do, they give you a free one. So this is a really good format, I think, right now to stretch your money out. And I'm telling you right now, the approach that Drafters uses, cumulative scoring plus the weekly winner, it keeps you involved. Every single week you have a chance to win $5,000 in this one. Again, I prefer this way. You got a chance to win $5,000 on any particular week if your guys just pop off and go bananas. And the whole draft is not going to come down to which player happens to pop off in week 14 or 15 or 16, which is how it goes in a lot of the other sites. Ooh, illegal in Georgia. What the hell, man? What's going on in Georgia? What's up, Mark Glass? 2 more people to join. So we're just going to wait. If you guys want to jump in here, it's the main event on Drafters. And again, for anybody who does have access, and Mark, that sucks that it's not available in Georgia. Oh, there we go. We're starting. But for anybody who does have access, I am going to once again be giving away a free ticket to this Drafters main event, a $15 ticket during this stream. You just need to let me know. Let's give it some time for people to show up, but just let me know what your Drafters account name is in the chat here if you're drafting against me, or if you're, let's see if we got anybody. Who's this? Cheeseburgers. We got Cheeseburgers. Lamouche. I don't really recognize names per se, so it might just be me solo in this one, which is fine by me. We're picking 8th. And again, for anybody who doesn't have an account here, go over there, get signed up, promo code DFS Army. You will get a $100 deposit. It's just $200. Think of it like a regular fantasy football league that you're doing. You do those all day for $100 with your buddies. Do another. Oh yeah. Here we go. Yeah, it is legal. Yeah, it should be legal. And yeah, the promo code is DFS Army. So get in there, and then once you sign up, I want you to drop your name on Drafters in the chat here, because they have given me a free ticket to this main event to give away for every draft that I do. So here we go. We're doing another one. That means we got another free ticket to give away to one of you. I want it for me. My username, a little confusing here. Clearly typoed when I signed up. So it's Cheese FT. Still the mad flavor us. Still put your ass on the corner so you can catch the bus. His styles is back, murder us. Here we go. In Chief You Trust. That's the old rap song. All right, so Christian McCaffrey went, and this is the Jonathan Taylor spot. Real quick, though, reminder that the format here is full PPR. Cumulative scoring. There is no head-to-head matchups or anything like that. It's just how you do. So what that means from a strategy perspective, and you know I love the strategy of of fantasy football most of all. That's my favorite part of this. And especially with best ball, the fact that each contest style requires a different strategy fascinates me. And I appreciate it because I think that's where we can get an edge on the competition. Strategy here is you don't need to stack. Stacking is not super relevant. As a matter of fact, overstacking bye weeks on a particular week is going to be at a disadvantage. You cannot afford even a single week of getting zeros, anything, because it's a cumulative score. Every point that you acquire is going to count. There's Chasbro, Kenny Walker and Chasbro, one of my favorite starts that you can do this year. I have a lot of that start. So there we go, Chasbro. It's looking like, oh, Janty, you fucker, right? He takes Ashton Janty. I was hoping I could get Ashton Janty at the discount fake injury price point. Do not. Question here between Omarion and Derrick Henry. I'm going to go with Omarion Hampton, but, with big question marks. So we're starting robust running back, and we're going to get crazy at the wide receiver level going forward here. Username, Brandjoy, is that really your username? Is your username? I meant to put your drafter's username in the chat, not just write the word username. I can't give you a ticket unless that's your username. That'd be a great username. Like your username is username. That's crazy. Couple updates. Okay, injury front for fantasy football, getting ready for your redraft league, all that good stuff. Reminder that, of course, for your redraft league, my draft kit is available in the DFS Army Discord in the Coach's Notes channel. Password is password. Why am I not surprised? Username. Maybe BrandJoy1 is your username. Maybe that's your username on Drafters. So far we have one, but I want to get a few, so I'll do a randomizer, and we'll give away a free ticket to this contest as this draft rolls along. Note that there's Malik Neighbors. His son's name is Son. Yeah. Sonny. Devontae Smith goes. Guys, these are all the super stud wide receivers for 2026. It's all happening right here. AJ Brown, stud. Drake London, if he can stay healthy, stud. Olave, super stud. Neighbors and Pickens, all studs. Devontae Smith going to smash this year. It's really looking good for this group. And NFL Week 1 DFS, these are all names that are going to be very, very exciting names to go after. I see Hook 20. I need to sort of here. Let me get the randomizer open. The wheel of names. There we go. All right, back to my pick. Zay Flowers goes. Rashee Rice goes. Let's see what we got left. Waddle, Moore. This is where we want to be. Running back group. Do I need another running back? I could just take another running back here. Yeah, I'm going to take another running back. Let's get 3 of them out of the way. And then I shall focus heavy on pass catchers as the lineup goes on. Is the way you draft in best ball going to be used in how you pick players for DFS? Peter Porker, good question. Not really. I mean, not really, because DFS is very much, for me, matchup based. Every single week's going to be different. My general, it's going to be different every single week based on matchups, advanced metrics, and things like that. In the end of the day, it's super different. Best ball is a different format. Best ball, we're choosing a player that has a great potential over the course of a season. Things like matchups, I do account for them in best ball, but in a different way, right? It's not week to week. It's over the course of a season. I've looked at, for example, one of my big takes for the BBM style contest, the ones that have, requirement of monster scores in week 15, 16, 17, as opposed to cumulative, when I'm looking at those, I am looking at the matchups for those few weeks. All right, let me add a new name here. Hook 20, first name on the board. Give me more names to put on the randomizer for the giveaway as we're going through. But does the booty trade affect how I feel about Tank Dell? Money Mage, I'm going to tell you, and let's be real, I do have concerns about Tank Dell right now. I have major concerns about Tank Dell, but those concerns are because he's just not really holding up well in practice. I don't like that he's getting banged up. I don't like that his body is not necessarily holding up well right now. That's my concern with Tank Dell, right? So the whole premise of the Tank Dell play was that, hey, it's been 18 months since that injury and that he should be pretty well fully healed by now. If he's not, we're going to have a problem. But all that being said, Keyshawn Booty does not play the same position as Tank Dell. Booty is going to be on the outside, playing the same position probably that Jaden Higgins was going to play. Tank Dell, if all goes right, should be in the slot. He is a very small individual, but he's going to need all of his athleticism to be good. Booty becomes I think Booty was essentially a bad pick when he was going to still be on the Patriots, but there were always rumors that he was going to be traded. So what went from kind of like probably not the best pick to a really good pick because of the trade. Yeah, no, Peter Porker, it's definitely a week-to-week thing. Guys, just to let you know, for those hanging out, last night we did backtest season on showdowns, and I taught the method that I studied, discovered the extreme correlation, the extreme simulation boosts for showdowns last night in a showdown, or in a what I call backtest season showdown special. We did 2 hours. We attacked 3 showdowns. We won all 3 showdowns. Of course, I picked those 3 because they were specifically ones that we won also during backtesting. But nonetheless, we crushed some showdowns last night. We went over the technique. We're probably not going to do much more with showdowns in backtest season. We're moving on to main slate backtesting, probably starting as soon as tonight. So be ready for it. It's coming. Odunze or Watson. Odunze or Watson. Let's go Rome. Yeah, I think Tank Dell is still a good play. Like, hate on it, love on it. The logic is there. Understand the logic behind the play. 18 months removed, this guy was a 1A. But the part that we don't know with Tank Dell is, we're not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. You're not a doctor. I don't fucking know. So, like, can he fully recover from that injury? Don't know. But if he does, oh my gosh, you got a guy super late who should be a very relevant wide receiver. And I just think that anybody you get late in these best ball drafts in rounds 16, 17, 18, if they're contributing to your team meaningfully, you're probably doing really well that year. So that's why we do that. Yeah, there's Mike Evans, injury prone. This guy's going pretty heavy wide receiver early. Let's see if he takes a running back here. Reach for one. Right? So we got yeah, there he is. Jadarian Price, who's absolutely one of my favorite picks this year as well. Jadarian Price, arrow pointing up. Still going to, he will compete with, Charbonnet's going to play. So, we're going to get a sort of a guy that isn't going to get all the touches, but Price has the potential to be carried. Oh, we're on the back. We're back. Brian Thomas goes. Running back group is pretty soft here. Tight end group. What happened to Tyler Warren? Yeah, this is a spot maybe let's grab a QB here. Let's go to Drake May. Again, you might be wondering, hey, why aren't you stacking or worrying about stacks? I do not worry about stacks in this format at all. There's no correlation. We just got to pick guys who are going to put up big numbers every single week. So that's what I'm trying to do. Again, couple of notes here. I just want to go through some of these tabs. Yeah, this was from the back test. Take a look at all of these correlation rules. This is what we spent a lot of time on yesterday. All the rules of correlation that lead to showdown wins. Very cool stuff. Guys, while you're out there, give me some more names for the spinner. We got Hook 20 in here. Give me a couple more usernames for your drafters accounts. Let me give you a free ticket, but I need a username. And if you're not signed up there, like I said, go sign up there now. Promo code DFS Army. Do a $100 deposit. They'll match it for another $100. You'll have $200 to draft with between now and the end of the season. Knock out, 10, 15 more drafts, maybe 20, maybe 25, whatever it adds up to. And boom, your best ball season is ready to rock. And we full focus on DFS going forward. This is going to be the last week of best ball streams. So let's get them in. Let's get in. Now, why am I doing the last week? We're going all, of course, DFS going forward from here. It's time. It's time. I'm so excited. Like, preseason about to end. We're about to get into it. We're about to go on a marathon journey together. 18-week season playoffs. Non-stop DFS action. Fucking Wednesday night showdowns. Thursday night showdowns. It just doesn't end. It just doesn't end. We're going to have a great year. I feel it with all the research. With all the research I've put in this offseason, it's going to be crazy. Yeah. We're going to roll together. You're going to see, hopefully last season, I started out really strong. Like the first 4 weeks was crazy good at DFS Army. We had takedowns all over the place. And I think a lot of it was due to all the best ball I was doing and just being so honed in and focused on, the overall sort of who the sleepers were and all this. And it just paid off last season, early season. So I'm hoping we'll have another start to the year like that. This year, you love starting off good. You love starting off hot. Helmets up, everywhere. Showdowns. Yeah, Peter, if you missed the showdown stream last night, I just go back and watch it. Go back and see what we came up with, because your mind will be blown. I shit you not. Your mind will be blown. We won. We did 3 showdowns. It's just boom, one button click, tournament win. One button click, tournament win. Again, I chose those. I specifically chose those because I knew those were ones that we won in back testing. But so what? The idea is repeat the same approach every single time. If you've got an approach that can win at a reasonable percentage of the time in DFS, that's unheard of. We also did a shark study. Like when I talk about these win numbers, I studied we studied the 20 highest volume DFS players for NFL. These guys are max entering every single tournament that's possible to enter every single week. And we checked them all. Now, again, I looked at only main slates. So the fact that a lot of these guys lost a lot of money, not super, does not speak to their abilities as DFS players. They're clearly making a lot of money and they're good at DFS. But names that that you heard of, only 4 of the 20 sharks that I studied in the past 2 seasons, only 4 of them were profitable. The most wins that any one of them had across tournaments, and they entered every single tournament, the best ones, Uticow, and I think it was either Shady Advice or, Giant Squid or whatever. Oh, Mert 999. There we go. Another name for the spinner. You're in there, Mert. By the way, for those, if you don't get the ticket today, come back tomorrow on the next stream. I'm doing a giveaway every single day. I don't care if your name was on there. As long as you haven't won one already, you can win one. So anyway, what was I saying? Uticow, the best players in the world, they had 3 wins over the course of 2 seasons worth of data. And there were only 2 players that did 3 wins. And that's over 2 seasons. Most of them, he had either one win or nothing. Some of them had a win, but the losses, in order to chase those wins, we had names, we had guys that are down almost 1 million that you know of. Other guys who lost well over 70% of their entry fees. And those are brand name guys that you all think are the best players in the world. They're at the top of the Roto Grinder rankings. Their names are associated with websites, with DFS sites. They're losing money. So for us to hit at a 20% rate, even my main slate back testing is hitting about one win out of 50 attempts, which is okay, not too bad. It's on the level of the pros, and that's with no informed. So we're, a lot of what we did this year was look to use the power of AI, the math power of AI, to help inform how to attack these tournaments in the best mathematical ways, right? Yeah, you don't want to. If you saw, like, McLovin is probably the biggest volume player in the world. McLovin, he plays in every sport, and again, more power to him. He's figured out a system that allows him to keep doing that over and over and over again. So he is making money doing this. But that dude was down almost 800,000 in main slate contest over the last 2 seasons. 800,000. That's a house. Now, I'm not saying he's losing money. Again, I don't know. But he was down a house in the past 2 years. That's some crazy shit. My guy's out there losing houses. And by the way, we're going to max enter too, Peter Porker. It's not the same. We max enter, just don't have to spend as much. We're going to max enter the pocket minis, all of them. The pocket max contest cost a penny or 10 cents to enter. And I won 4 tickets last year. So in 10-cent entries, you get $1,000 ticket to a big tournament at the end of the season. It is definitely how it works, Lal Saman. That is 1 million. This is important to understand. That is how big tournaments work. You are going to lose your ass. I feel like I've spent years explaining this, but it's good to see it. That it's not just a phenomenon that happens to, quote, average Joes. Even the, quote, pros, they need the only ones who are profitable won a milli maker. Like, literally, they needed to win $1 million to have profits. That was the only way. And that's because they're just spraying lineups across whatever contest exists. They're just spraying lineups all over the place. Spraying them. We'll do a little mini stack there with Dubs and Drake May, but by accident. I'm not forcing stacks here. Yeah, it wasn't that they tracked it. I tracked it because I have all their data. So I pulled every single lineup that every one of those guys. Check this out. Hang on. You guys have access to it too if you're DFS Army subscribers. Check this out. You go to NFL playbooks. These are all the books I wrote in the offseason. One of them is called the Shark Study. And this is where we get into all of these players. Here's your list, guys. It's in the book. Look at the winners. Wait, I'm 5 picks away, so I'm going to show you this. Here's what the winners did. Giant Squid, biggest winner of all, had 3 wins. 12 top 10s, very good. And Giant Squid is a good player. Utica also, elite player. And the other one, Shady Advice, also a very good player, but he took a loss. Even with like $1 million in winnings, he is a very, very good player. But these other guys, like, some of them didn't even sniff a win. McLovin barely even sniffed any wins. Chipotle Attic, a name that you know. Wait, we're up next. Here we go. Hang on. I'll go back to that in a second. It's time to get our next quarterback. We'll go Stafford. Bye week 11. Oh, wrong bye week. Wrong bye week. Fuck. Wait a minute. What happens when we double up a bye week? Boom. I just exploded that. That's way too loud. We need to lower that. lower that. But yeah, that's the fuck. All right. Anyway, where was I? Oh, yeah. Check this out. Shark Study. So these are names that I know. Like, look how much money these guys are down. McLovin down $500,000 in these contests. Chipotle Addict, 400,000. BK Ryder, 300,000 down. Iggy Dash, JVC, down $82,000, but that's almost a 50% loss. This is what you expect when you don't have a win. Nerdy Tenor, who's a name that kind of floats around out there, down about 50% on his entry fees. Even Broranosaurus Flex, who is a good player. Awesemo, you all know and heard of, right? Not that much volume anymore and down 20 grand. Not a big deal. And by the way, these guys, this does not mean that these guys are down money in DFS last year. It's just specifically in main slate. I just looked at main slate contests for NFL. So this does not account for, for example, if they're playing 3-man leagues or making money. So I don't begrudge any of these guys. They could be profitable players. I assume they are, because how do you put that much volume out without over time being profitable? But it's very hard to win a main slate tournament. That is my point. I did the work in the off season. We're starting back test season to show what we came up with, but I came up with a set of settings that in back testing mode, going back 4 seasons, will win approximately 2.5% of the time with no adjustment. Now, the goal in back test season, and what I learned in the Shark Study, was these guys are not simply they're not simply back tested. They're not simply doing that. They are 139. Let me look at some of the numbers. 137, 139. Travis Kelce is at 120. We're at 129. We're going to take Travis Kelce here. Yeah. I mean, he definitely didn't win 2 millis in main slate fantasy football. Nuts. Or if he did, then my whole study missed something, because I've got him only having entered 81,000, only entering 27 max sets. So whenever that happened with Nerdy Tenure, he did not play that much last year, as far as I can tell here. Again, unless our data missed something. We only found 27 occasions where he max entered a tournament. Now, maybe it's possible, like we only, showdown, we wouldn't look at and wouldn't count that. Yeah, it could have been a showdown, something else. And by the way, the fact that this guy lowered his volume on main slates tells you maybe he does not feel that he has enough edge in the main slate. And so he's focusing on those other type of contests, which makes sense, because everything I've looked at shows that main slates are the hardest one to get an edge. The fact that we're absolutely destroying showdowns right now tells me something. It tells me that the showdown contest, with much fewer outside variables affecting the win, is a more winnable approach using math than main slates, which you can kind of get yourself there in terms of making smart lineups and low own and correlation. But until it all hits, it's totally different. What will be new this year for how we build DFS lineups as opposed to last year? A lot of that does come from the, again, let's go back here, but it does come from the Cracking the Code book. And in the Cracking the Code, the DFS code book, which is, this is a beautiful book, guys, 13 chapters. Here, we'll go to putting it together, the blueprint, right? But the point, you know what, I'm not going to get into this because I made videos about it. So go watch those. But the main difference this year, we're one away. Here we go. Back on the, Marshawn Lloyd. I like that pick. I was thinking about him. Got 2 tight ends. Need more wide receivers, more running backs. Mike Washington. I get sucked into that. Keenan Allen. Where was I? Yeah, with main slates, we just got a lot more information that we learned. For example, like how to construct your lineup most ideally. We did a lot of this in the past, but in the study, lineups that win tournaments tend to have a primary and a secondary stack in them. So we want to focus in on making sure that there's more than one correlative pair in any particular lineup. It's going to increase the odds that they're going to hit together. That's one of the adjustments we're making this year. There's Turd Ferguson, way early pick. Interesting. So this is a person, by the way, who believes, got Ferguson. I mean, I don't know what he's doing. All right, so where was I? Second correlated pair, very important in your lineup. That's one thing. Number two, the research shows do not try to fuck around at running back. You want to really eat the chalk at running back, and you want to fade wide receiver chalk aggressively. The best players in the world in the Shark study do that style of approach. But more importantly, it just wins. I checked in chalk running backs and how often they hit. They hit at a much higher rate. Chalk wide receivers do not have the same hit rates. It's a much more volatile position. So for DFS purposes, especially game theory in larger field contests, we want to look skeptically at wide receivers that become chalky, but we want to embrace running backs that become chalky, because that's just how the data shows that things play out. Now, with all of that being said, whenever we're looking for any form, I got May and Stafford on the same bye week, so I do need to get another quarterback in place here. Let me look at the buys. Yeah, a lot of week 11 stuff, but mostly no worries at running back. I've just got concerns here at quarterback that I need to deal with. Where am I? Okay, so mainly we're going to be adding in correlated secondary stacks. Our approach to max multi-entering is going to be adjusted. We're going to go over that during backtest season. I guess it's Bryce Young. We're going to go over that during backtest season, different approaches for how to attack main slates, how to use. So let me explain what we're going to be doing on main slates, how to use a general approach that builds lineups that look like and are structured like this, like lineups that have finished in the top 0.01% of tournaments over the last 4 seasons. We're going to be doing that. But at the same time, working in a few leans of our own without overdoing it. If we have leans, we do want to work them in. We looked at the Shark study. They absolutely work their leans into their approaches. So we're going to still do that, but we're going to do it, let's call it less aggressively, maybe than we've done in the past, or maybe more aggressively, and built around a structure of the lineup, secondary stack, QB +1, all of the stuff that we learned, favored defenses. By the way, we did play Arizona every week, and we made a shitload of money. Don't think that everybody else was doing it. What we did last season here at DFS Army, we crushed it. So I would be very satisfied if we pull it off again. Guys, let me remind you of what went on last year. Sharby. Let me remind you of what went on here last year. We nailed the Michael Wilson pick early, Brissett to Wilson, and we rode it for weeks before the field got on it. We were all over Jackson Dart before the field accepted that he was a stud. There were so many weeks where, we got ahead of it. We got onto Parker Washington. I even made a joke about it on one of the shows. We got on Parker Washington when and I kind of called them the hipsters were pushing Jacoby Myers all season. We're like, nope, it's Parker Washington. The data showed Parker Washington, and we made fucking money. We crushed it. That's how we were taking down our 1,000, our multipliers. That's how so many wins were being produced. So we're going to combine general, good at fantasy football and good at noticing what's going on in the sport with an approach that's back-tested mathematically, that if we could just do a generalized approach and then add in a few leans, that is what leads to tournament takedowns. That's my hope anyway. So that's the plan. That's the plan. Yeah, I can't wait for DFS to start. We're going to have so much content coming out as well. Tournament Tactics is back. Got a new show breaking down all the numbers, the metrics, all that stuff. Yeah, Peter Porker, thank you. And thank you for remembering also that they were laughing at them, because that's what always happens. That's what always happens. And Heisenberg, if you take nothing away from the shark study here, I'm literally giving you a study that shows you that even the greatest players in the world lose a shit ton of money exclusively attacking large field GPPs. How do you know? If maybe you're the greatest player in the world, but you're playing fucking large field GPPs and you'll never know. You'll never know because you know what I'm saying? Like, you won't know because you're attacking a contest that does not reward being good. Doesn't reward it. You'd never know if you were good at DFS if you only attacked large field tournaments. Yeah, Bobby Wow, listen, I get depressed by the end of the offseason. Not hanging out with Bobby Wow is miserable. Hell yeah. Can't wait to be back. Razzle Grinds. There you go. You want me to, should I add your entries into the shark study? We got to add your entries into. Speaking of Raz, what's up, Raz? The MLB team is crushing it, guys. DFS Army is not just for fantasy football. The MLB team is absolutely smashing. I've never seen so many wins coming off of MLB. Obviously, we cracked a little bit of the MLB code with the optimizer, and you combine that with really good advice. Are there any promos coming up for Sharp App? It is time to get onto Sharp App. I'll set something up there as well. A promo. We got to start promoting that. Sharp App added prediction markets. You've got arbitrage. Right now, there's a 7-day free trial. So jump on that. First things first, you go over to Sharp and grab the free trial. Got a 7-day. Check out the prediction markets tool at Sharp App is unbelievable. You can literally pick out names, see what they've been doing over the last month, 2 months, because we track their wallets, and you find players that are absolutely crushing bets, and you just follow them. Just tail their shit. Of course, we have other stuff like the EV tool and arbitrage on Sharp. I encourage everybody to arb the shit out of their DraftKings and FanDuel sportsbook accounts. Just arbitrage. I wouldn't even put bets there because it's better at this point to do betting on prediction markets. Everybody who's betting on a sportsbook, listen, unless you're doing parlays, which is fun, and okay, cool, do that. But outside of parlays, you should be doing your bets on prediction markets. You're going to get a better price. What's up, JJ Walsh? All right, guys, we're well into the stream here. So drop your drafter's name in the chat, and I will put you on the spinner here. We're spinning for a free ticket to this contest that we're doing, a $15 main event on drafters. Everybody who's watching the stream is eligible. Drop your drafter's username in the chat here. JMJR, there he is. Let's get you in there. JMJR. Let me get a couple more in there before we run the raffle. JMJR is in. Come on, let's keep them going, guys. Drop some more. Grizzly Dawes, there he is. Oh my gosh. Grizzly Dawes. Okay, we got Dr. One the Professor. Are you an actual professor? A doctor? A professor? Do you teach college? I considered becoming a professor of fantasy footballology. Get a doctorate in it. None of the schools would offer the that particular major. JMJR. So I got there he is. Fast Life Kurt. Let's get you in there. All right, we're adding names here. Fast Life Kurt, you're in. I'm going to give it until the end of this draft, and whatever names we have, we're going to do the spin, and we'll give away a free ticket. Why not? Why not? If there's enough of you, let's see here, buy 511. All right, I'm just looking at bye weeks, looking at all of that detail. Oh, Deshaun Watson's the starter. Professor Geek. Hold on. I should have paid attention to this draft. Oh, yeah, here we go. Pop Douglas. By the way, people don't understand. When Booty was kicked out of New England, Pop Douglas becomes the on-the-field guy. Oh, that's kind of a doctor, a kidney dialysis technician, and I'm sorry for your loss, but I love that you had a wonderful experience with your dad. Ilonovska, is that your username? I love Nosaka. I love Nosaka. Guys, it has to be your drafter's username. I'm just letting you know because all I'm able to do is pass them along the username and they give the ticket in the account. Maybe I should pass them my username. All right, so here we go. We're down to the last 3 rounds. If there's enough drafters people here, I'd love to try to do a Survivor for the next one. I really want to talk through the strategy of Survivor, but I'll keep it real. I wouldn't draft this team any different than I draft a Survivor. Same concept. Let's see if I forgot or missed anyone. Grizzly Dawes, you're in. Yeah. I don't see any other names. So we are about to. We're about. Oh, here we go. Wait a minute. I'll I don't trust Bateman to even play. Where was I? Darnell. Let's go Darnell. First rounder, is that your name? Okay, that is the name. So did I put that in there? Okay. 1 STROUNDER. Yeah, I mean the rumors, Ray Zanny, and you were on it. The rumors have been floating around. So I fully acknowledge, man. The rumors have been floating around about Booty to the Texans, but I think it was a bullshit rumor then. I think it took the Higgins injury to change that. Who the hell is S. McGowan? All right, that's a new name. Go down this list. I mean, James White, these are players that haven't been in the NFL in years. Leonard Fournette, these guys just keep everybody in the player pool. I'm trying to just scroll down and see if there are any buried treasures here on this format. I'm not seeing too much of that. Look at Oronde Gadsden. Oh, how the previously mighty have fallen, guys. I love the Booty too. And the player's not bad either. You think McGowan is JT's backup, not DJ Giddens? Is that locked in? I haven't taken Giddens as a backup either because it's just, not a premier backup. How about Keon Coleman undraftable? Another week 11 bye. This doesn't even help me. I do think Penix is going to be starting later. Yeah, Gadsden lasts really long, guys. The negativity on Gadsden is crazy, but you are seeing in practice that Gadsden is not getting in the game very much. Are we on our last round? We got one more round to go here. All right. Let's spin the wheel, guys. You ready? We got all the names on. Who's ready? Let's spin, baby. Spin, baby, spin. Spin, baby, spin. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go. First rounder. The last name in. Fuck. Look at that. First rounder. Winner. I hope that was a correct actual name. Please tell me first rounder is your name, sir. First rounder wins the ticket. Congratulations. Let's go back. I'm one pick away. I gotta see these late picks. You gotta pay attention. Like, wait a minute. Tongas. Oh yeah, here we go. Jalen Wright. That's my guy. Love Jalen Wright this year. Loading up on him. All right, we got a draft in. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 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 3 Congrats to Mr. First Rounder. Now, guys. Did you even put a name in First Down Fantasy? Did you even put a name in? We'll do another one tomorrow. Same names can go back on there. The only thing I ask is if you've already won a ticket, let somebody else get a try. I'm going to take a look at Survivor. This is the one I really want to do. Oh, man. Why'd you wait so long, Raz? Why did you wait so long? Raz, do you prefer... let me see how many. 3 of 12. I don't know if we can fill it. I want to do another one here. Do you guys want to try to fill this thing? Anybody up for a Survivor? I'd love to talk through the strategy of it, but I'm just not able to have any confidence that we can fill this thing. I need about 9 of you to enter this. Oh, it's so annoying that they don't fill. And look, this is part of it with the flash draft. They have these constant join 5+, get a free one. Did I see the 25 million Survivor? Talk to me, man. Where is that? Where? No. What are we talking about, nuts? Where's there a 25 million? Are we talking more? Is that more of a, are you referring to like the Survivor picking games? Like Circa Survivor? Yeah, that I saw. Yeah. I don't like that those contests are so top heavy. Let's go. Donate. Greyhound Gaming. You're like the picture. Love that beard. Fucking handsome beard, bro. Love it. No need to worry about the gray. Fast draft. Again, it's... Oh, wait. Yeah, I mean, it's getting smaller. I'm gonna try to join this. We might just sit here and not fill it. I'm concerned. I can't tell if it's filling, but I really want to do this contest. All right, I'm joining it, guys. Let's see if we can get a bunch of you guys to join the Survivor. We're just going to sit here, and while I'm doing this, and while we're waiting for 9 more to join. So we're in the Survivor. If you want to join Best Ball Championship Survivor, I really want to talk through the strategy, though. And let me explain how this contest works. I love it. From week 1 all the way through week 14, they're just eliminating the bottom 25%. So all you have to do is not suck ass in your draft, and you will just survive and survive and survive. This is not against the pod that you're drafting. It's the whole field, right? Then in week 14, we start to cut that shit down. Week 15, 500 down to 250. Week 16, 250 down to 125. And then only in the final week do you have a single big contest to determine who the winner is, right? And if you're in the top 125, let's see how much money. So if you make it to the final week, you're sitting on at least $250. So if you did 25 entries, you need 1 to get to the last week, which is super doable, and you'll get your 250. And then depending on where you finish, you still got to finish pretty high in order to get the money, but pretty cool format for sure. Now, that being said, we got 5 of 12. I don't know if we're going to be able to fill this thing during this stream. So if you guys want to join, and let's push it forward and see. There we go, 6. Let's keep it going. Count them off. In the meantime, again, let me pull up some more fantasy football news, but also a reminder that we are in the last days of getting signed up for DFS Army and catching our big discount promoting the cracking the DFS code book, as well as the all of these books that are available only to DFS Army subscribers. Promo code book gets you 20% off any DFS Army subscription. Right now, there's 5 days left. It only lasts to the end of August. Now, let me show you what our subscription costs, because people think that don't know what it costs, and I should be speaking it. So our NFL only It's $59 a month, less than 20%. So you're at like 45, or a full season of NFL 12-month package is $240 after the 20% discount. We have a version that includes college football, adds just $50, and you get the whole year of college football. College football doesn't exist in every state. So be aware of that. Like in New York, I can't play college football DFS. So you won't hear me talk too much about it, but we have a great team, and we have literally full-time people whose only job it is to follow college football, be aware of who's playing and who's not. And that's really the king of and their field time. That is the ultimate for college football. And it takes they are handsome. Some of them are handsome, Ivan. I think the college football team's fucking awesome. I wish I could play it, because you can college football, again, there's less information. Most of the DFS sites do not cover it. And so you get to play with an edge. I love it. It's just New York. It's just not available in New York, which sucks. We are at 8 of 12, guys. Come on, bring it. Get in there. Go sign up at Drafters. Promo code DFS Army. You know you want to do it. We're going to do 20 of these. We're going to do slows. We're going to fill our it's just $200. You're putting in $100. They match it for another 100. You get 200 in your account. We're going to crush these. We're going to crush these. Tonight, 8 o'clock, backtest season is back. We're looking at main slates. So DFS Army subscribers in the Discord, link will be put out. I didn't get enough of you for the showdown one yesterday, but I'm telling you, we went through the settings. We went through exactly what you need to do to win showdowns at an absurdly high rate. All data from the Showdown Codex right here. You've never seen anything like this. No one has ever done this level of in-depth report on showdowns. Look at this. It goes through every single iteration. Who should we favor? Who should we target? Where's the leverage? Oh, favor tight end leverage in an average game. Okay. 38% of winners carry a sub 3K flex piece, etc., etc. All the sim boost rules, everything you need right in there. First down fantasy, you want to hear something crazy? What we've learned in backtesting, we're still at 10 of 12. We got 2 spots to fill. We're going to get there. Come on, 2 more, baby. But where my turds at? We learned that, oh shit, we filled it. I'm congratulating this crowd. There's no way that would have filled on its own. So I think a lot of you guys are going to be in this draft with me. I don't know who you are, but thank you. I am picking from the 12 hole. So anyway, what we learned in the Showdown Codex was that actually the field is pretty good at discovering who the turds are and going heavy on them. It's not so much picking the turds anymore, although you got to make sure that you get a lot of exposure to those guys. But like, we're able to eliminate in the Showdown Codex. I discovered that like any player projected kind of below 1 fantasy point in that zone or 1.5% ownership, literally just remove them from the player pool and then just boost everybody else. And that was the king move that really, amongst all other, of course, the heavy correlations are critical, but that in combined with the heavy correlations, leaning heavy into how games play out when a tight end becomes captain or when a wide receiver becomes captain. And they do have very specific ways that they play out, which repeat game after game after game that we have not been leaning into in the past. Our showdown prowess in 2026 is something completely new that's never been done before. You are going to see helmets on top of showdown tournaments like never before. I know it. I'm telling you now. Now, you guys make fun of me the same way they laughed at me when I said Parker Washington was a WR1 for the Jaguars last year. Oh, you don't know shit. It's Jacoby Myers. Okay, guys. Clearly, you don't watch the game. Clearly, you have no clue what's going on, which is true. A lot of the touting, they're just not paying attention. Let's get my donators. Here we go. Puka goes, yeah, Chase. I mean, we're pretty chalk on the start here. Remember, this is Survivor. Top 75% advance week after week after week after week after week. All you have to do is make sure your team isn't dog shit. and you will advance because somebody's going to draft bad in every single, there's just 25% of the people are idiots. Actually, it's a lot more than that. Show me the tutties. We're going to be so many tutties. So many tutties. Those of you guys who've had DFS Army subscriptions in the past, you guys know it's a fucking marathon and we go through it together. We're going to have fun doing it. We're going to keep it fun. We're going to keep it light. We're going to drink some Blue Moons. We're going to be laughing in our shows. We're going to tell stories. Sometimes you're going to get a story that has absolutely nothing to do with anything. We love talking about food around here too. I think it's nothing like any place else. I think DFS Army is completely unique. You're not going to get the community. You're not going to get really friendships and all the things that come out of DFS Army beyond just playing DFS. There's Chase Brown, Chasbro. Jonathan Taylor almost got to me. Fuckers. All right. Double down. 1-2. In this format, I do like to go very, very heavy with running backs. I like running backs being the sort of backbone of how my team is scoring points generally because they're more consistent. Oh, Raz, want to get on the shows? There we go. Okay. Got to get you in there. Thoughts on Kenneth Walker? I love Kenneth Walker. I think he's going to have a great year. I think he's in the perfect situation. If you drew on a paper, hey, what's the perfect landing spot for a running back like Kenny Walker? And 100% would have been Kansas City. So, yeah, I think he's going to be great for as long as he's able to stay healthy. I think he's going to get all the carries. I think I'm going to throw the ball to him. I think there's a misnomer about Kenny Walker that he can't catch a pass. That is not true. I think he's a perfectly good pass-catching running back that just hasn't been used in that role very much. So I think he's going to be great. I love it, and I'm drafting a ton of Kenny Walker. Yeah, the foot injury is a reminder, man. That dude gets a lot of foot injuries. He gets a lot of foot injuries. And I'm very concerned about his health because he hasn't really stayed healthy for full seasons. But like every running back has that fear. I don't know. Every running back has that concern. It's not unique to Kenny Walker, but he does get banged up. He does get banged up a little bit. Best promotion on Stream Boo. I don't even know. I don't even know what that means. But what's up? Ooh, that's a Twitch user. What's up, Twitch? We're on the Twitch. Doing little streams on Twitch right now. Added a new location. I feel like if I was drafting best ball teams all day on Twitch, I would get a big audience, just like constantly all day, just like gamers who just play video games and have a big audience, but we're just drafting best ball. Is that a thing? I should do that. I don't have the time all day to be drafted. I just tried to draft Emmett around 17. Do you handcuff Walker? Yeah, I mean, there you go. Is it Emmett Johnson? Probably. But in this format, I do like the idea of handcuffing. Like you should comfortably handcuff your picks in a survivor format. We're not here. The only week that matters for a monster score is really the last week of the year. That week 17 is the only week that matters for putting up a monster score. Other than that, we just need to advance. And the goal is, if you've got 100 entries, you don't want to advance 75% of them. You want to advance 100% of them week after week after week. I think this contest, what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the app and I'm going to start slow drafting these as well, because I think this format is one I'm going to make a lot of money on. So I'm very comfortable with the slow draft approach. Traded Hall and Diggs for Walker. Yeah, I would 100% make that trade all day. Breece Hall's really more of a 4th round guy or a 3rd round guy. And Steffi Diggs is like an 8th or 9th round guy. Javante. All right, here we go. Let's grab some wide receiver talent. I was going to take Rashee Rice. We got to get McConkey in here. And I'm going to go, let's see. Yeah, I don't like these running backs. So I'm going to go Waddle. Yeah. There are 24/7 fantasy sports, I feel like. I guess the Sirius channel. Every time I've ever seen a fantasy football show, let me actually back this up. Every time I've seen a fantasy football show that's on a television program, it's usually pretty shit. Like ESPN used to do one and it was terrible. And just NFL Network did one. NFL Live was a cool show, but that wasn't really fantasy football. Yeah, no, I'm very down. I haven't drafted any Justin Jefferson this year, as you know. Uh, I'm not a big fan of Kyler Murray. I'm not a big fan of Kyler Murray's talent, but I especially don't like Kyler Murray's inability to throw for touchdowns, which has been a problem for him his whole career because he's too small. He cannot see over the offensive linemen's heads, so it's wildly difficult to throw for touchdowns. And Kyler Murray exemplifies that. The only time Kyler Murray really looks good to me as a passer is when he's scrambling, and he doesn't do enough of it. Yeah, I mean fantasy football now. Yeah, it's just okay. I guess I watch a lot of podcasts that are. I watch a lot of YouTube shows that are much more entertaining to me than anything I've ever seen on a television program. Yeah. This year, wide receiver group, I think there's a lot of question mark wide receivers that have a lot of upside. There goes Luther Burden. He's kind of one of those names where you're like, man, if things go a certain way, this is Jackson Smith and Jigba 2.0. But if things go a different way, it could just be a mid guy that you're not really even comfortable starting most weeks. I think Emeka Igbuka is one of those guys kind of going a little too high for my comfort zone in most drafts. Like, is he truly going to be this difference maker? Is he true? Jadarian Price, that's an early pick. Car Bailey, that's an early pick. I'm done. Ray Zanny, we're on Twitch right now. We're doing a Twitch right now. We're on the Twitch. But jump on with me. Tomorrow's available. Tomorrow at noon. Come on. I've only got a couple of best ball streams left, Ray Zanny. We're going to end them at the end of this week because we got to go full DFS. We're in the window. So, yeah. I mean, let's go all out. Let's go all out to ball out. Rome Odunze off the board. Okay. Yeah, we're running low on quality wide receivers, but I also want to snag my guy, Jonathan Brooks. Is this too soon? Yeah, this is just a little too soon for Brooks. I think we need to get another stud wide receiver on the board. Terry McLaurin. I know about the Twitch. We're on Twitch right now. My Twitch peeps, what's up? We're on X. We're all over the place right now. We are live everywhere. Over 100 people watching. We've already done a drafters giveaway. Congratulations to who won it? First rounder. Congratulations to first rounder winning a ticket. We'll do another ticket giveaway tomorrow. We're drafters. We're drafted on drafters. Ray Zanny, are you a drafters user? Have you tried this format? Like, I want to know your thoughts. I assume you're such a hardcore. Yeah. Let's call it Friday. I have a guest coming on for Thursday already. Sam Chidori from Stat Rankings. Really, really sharp drafter as well. So we got him coming on Thursday. Ray Zanny, we'll have you back on Friday. Friday at noon. Yeah. I mean, that's maybe, right? That kind of shit happens. Wouldn't that be the ultimate luck of the Chiefs to they've had so much running back trouble. Pacheco always hurt. They always have crappy guys, and just like bring in Walker, pay him, and then he gets hurt too. Wouldn't that just be the way? Look at the fall, the precipitous fall of Brian Thomas Jr., by the way. Start seeing Downs and all these other names going ahead of BTJ. Concerning. What's going on with Brian Thomas Jr.? Going multiple rounds after Parker Washington. RJ Harvey looks to be locked in as like that RB2 on a team that's going to spread the football around to the running backs very intensely. Not in love with Denver running backs in general, but RJ Harvey looking acceptable. Yeah, I feel that. I get what you're saying. I'm telling you, Ray, they wouldn't have sucked me in except for the fact that this format is just very desirable to me. I love their Survivor format, and I especially love their main event format. I prefer cumulative scoring, and I love that 1 week, the weekly bonus that they have going on. Like, it's not just cumulative scoring, it's weekly bonus. Guys, by the way, if you're enjoying the content here, whatever platform you're on, give us a share. Hit a like button or subscribe if you're on YouTube. I think 40 subscriptions, just channel subs. They're free subs, but we are 40 YouTube subs away from 30,000 for the DFS Army YouTube channel. That is a milestone. So we'd love to get there. Smash that like button if you can. Make sure you subscribe to the channel here. You're going to see. Oh, Hurts, you fucker. All right. I need a wide receiver. I need a quarterback. Get Herbert. I think I can wait on a second one. Yeah, we're going to go with Michael Wilson. That's a lot of wide receivers. I'm pretty overloaded at wide receiver. I don't know what the hell I'm doing here, but we're going to have to load up at the running back position in the next few picks. Yeah, DFS Army Live channel grown. We are live on the DFS Army Live channel right now too, Razzle Grinds. We're live on there. You want the live before lock? It's on the DFS Army Live channel. Razzle's MLB takes daily over at the DFS Army Live YouTube channel. Yeah, they're winning. The win rates for MLB this year have been spectacular. Check this out. Look what, did you guys see what Sniper did the other day? Domination Station, Optimizer. Domination. I mean, come on, bro. We got 2 of these. If I could figure out how to put it on the screen, I would. Let me see if I can put these on the screen. You guys got to see this. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. Zapple. This is like yesterday. 1st place, 4th place, 7th place. Unbelievable. Before that, this one's the craziest of them all. Check out what Sniper did. 1st place, 2nd place, 3rd place. Oh, BK Ryder. Sorry, bro. Sorry. That's what the MLB team is doing, guys. This was yesterday or 2 days ago. Big congrats to Cactus Jack, Sniper, our MMA specialist, of course, and can win him some MLB as well. That's what's been going on across the board. Yeah. No, I saw that. Basically, what probably should have been looked at as a bad thing for Hunter is looked at as a bad thing for BTJ, and rightfully so. Listen, the minute they're rotating that guy out, it just tells you what they think about Brian Thomas Jr., and it's concerning. It's very concerning. Let me just go through some of these picks here. Yeah, J.K. Dobbins goes. Jackson Dart, that's my guy, as you know. Loves me some Dart. Always love Dart. Do not sleep on the Dart. I just had my dealer. I just got a phone call from my dealer. My you know my dealer, my memorabilia dealer. What were you guys thinking? No, my memorabilia dealer. He got me he's got me a Jackson Dart signed autographed photo ready to go. And then I told him, is Jackson Dart's girlfriend on the picture? And he said, no. I said, you haven't been listening to me at all, bro. I feel like you have not been listening to me at all. It wasn't just about Dart. It's about Dart and his tart. I want them both on the picture. I want her signature more than I want his. Smoke show. Got my tight end in there, George Kittle, healthy. Somehow healed miraculously from fucking Achilles in like 6 months. Crazy. Would I trade Nico Collins for Drake London and Chris Godwin? Sure. I would trade Nico Collins for probably Drake London straight up. Motown, my gummy guy, my dealer, was like, I got that Jackson Dart signed 6x12 or 8x16 or whatever. I'm like, you got that shit? Let's go. Bring it by. I'm going to meet him in an alley after this. Exchange money for the pick. But how the hell do I know that it's even a real signature from Jackson Dart? And why would I even care? As it turns out, I don't even care. I don't need the signature. I'll fucking sign it. Dart. There's no value. It's just me letting the world know that I believe in Dart. Love the Giants this year. I think the Giants are going to surprise people. I think they're going to surprise with their offense. I think it's going to be a lot better than expected, or everybody's going to get hurt and it's going to be a shit show. Yeah. You're going to hear me talk up Dart all season long, though. You're going to get sick of it.
It's Jackson Dart. You chose Jackson Dart.
You're going to get sick of it. I can't get enough Dart in my life. I feel like that Jackson Dart reminds me of year 2 Lamar and year 2 Josh Allen. No one had any faith in those guys. And the funny thing is, when year 2 players, people have faith in them, they tend to fail. I'm going to give you a bunch of year 2s that we all had big faith in that failed. Remember Justin Herbert's second year? Fail. Remember CJ Stroud came off looking awesome his first season. Second season? Fail. Jordan Love looked great. Second season? Fail. Jaden Daniels looked amazing. Second season? Fail. Yeah. But when we get on them, so those were guys that we were on, but we weren't on for whatever reason. No one was on Josh Allen year 2. No one was really on no one was really even on. Yeah. Oh, Anthony Richardson. That was a first year fail. He was fail like year 1. It sucked. But like when we're not on them, Lamar Jackson year 2, he was like QB 12 in fantasy football. Same thing happened with Josh Allen. And I was like, dude, what are you guys nuts? These guys run. They can throw a little bit. The guys who just run, they come back the second year, learn to throw a little bit. They smash fantasy points. You know who I think might be okay? If it wasn't for the team being so dog shit, even Malik Willis could be a really interesting quarterback. Like Malik Willis has all of the tools that you want for fantasy gold. Yeah, Peter Porker, you know how much Dart to Neighbors we're going to have this season? Scattaboo in the early weeks, whenever he's still healthy. Yeah, JD with those other guys. So there's a lot of these guys. For some reason, when they hit in their first rookie season, they actually have like the sophomore slump. but it seems to correlate with when the fantasy community finally gets high on them. Remember RG3? Also amazing his first year, and then just never showed up again. So I think for me, my risers, I don't know if you could call this a riser at quarterback, but if you look at my drafts and what I've done this year at the quarterback, because I have virtually no Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen's going to finish as the number one quarterback, but I don't draft him because I've got to pay the iron price for him in round 3. Not going to do that. Instead, I'm loading up on Trevor Lawrence, Caleb Williams, Jackson Dart. And by the way, there's other names that are back there like Matthew Stafford. That was great last year. Matthew Stafford's fine. Jared Goff is fine. There's no reason in your fantasy football league to draft early. You don't want to take quarterback early. The most important thing about fantasy football right now is for your redraft league is do not take one early. That will give you no advantage at all. All right, we got our second tight end in place here. I'm still 3 running backs, 2 tight ends, got a lot, only 1 quarterback. So we're going to get our, whoa. You guys drafted quarterbacks aggressively. All right, we got our second guy, Danny Dimes. Let's hope Danny Dimes can give us a healthy season. Let's hope he does not have an overlapping bye with Herbert. Very important in this format to pay attention to your bye weeks and avoid overlaps. This is a 1-week mistake and you're out type of league. 1 mistake and you are donezo. So you cannot set yourself up where a bye week is going to destroy you. This is a little light at running back. I kind of, hindsight, wish I would have gotten more aggressive at running back early. We'll have to do that the next time. Yeah, there's Marshawn Lloyd. We're getting all the backups coming off the board. Seeing Lloyd and Monungai around the same spot is pretty crazy. Yeah, Stafford. Why wouldn't you? And by the way, Andrew Luck was awesome, gray-haired gaming. Come on. Andrew Luck was the man. Injuries, it never came together, but my goodness, if there's been a blessed franchise, it's the Colts. You kind of go from one to the next, always kind of stumbling into something awesome. Peyton Manning to Andrew Luck, you didn't deserve it. But Luck never reached that potential. You hate to see a guy quit before, what seemed like his time, but that's kind of what we got. Yeah. Listen, injuries, right? I'll give you a Jets, the Jets version of that was Chad Pennington. Oh, what could have been. I still like Chad Pennington. Oh, what could have been, but he was just he just got hurt too many times. The shoulder was destroyed, and what could have been a great player never really, we never got to see it. We saw the talent, but we didn't see it all come together. Yeah, Green Bay has been probably the most blessed team when it comes to quarterbacks, going from Favre to Aaron Rodgers into Jordan Love with no gaps. When does that happen? That never happens. It's really interesting, again, how different some of the ADPs are right now, specifically in this contest with quarterbacks. Whoa, like they went nuts on the QBs early. And it's just this system's format is doing that. Why? I don't know. I've got to lock down Emmett Johnson in this draft. I have to cover my Kenny Walker share, and we need some more RB talent for this format. So we're going to look at dealing with that. Wide receiver position is super stacked for me. I don't really even feel like a lot of pressure there. So while I'll still add wide receivers, I think my running back group needs to be beefed up a little bit. We'll grab another tight end. Tight ends are not on the same bye week, but I do have concerns about George Kittle's overall ability to stay healthy. My Jets will not take care of your boy Cooper. You should never send your boy to New York Jets if you want them to have a good career. This is a place where bad careers go, not good. I'm the most skeptical Jets fan. They fucking suck. And they take good players and they turn them to shit. I don't understand how a franchise could be this cursed. I genuinely believe, like, if you want to, when I stop fantasy football geeking on the YouTube and on DFS Army, it's going to be because the Jets finally make the call. Kev, we need you. They need to finally make the call. Kev, we ignored you. You told us what to do. We didn't listen, but now we need you. And when they finally make the call, I'll be there waiting, ready to go. GM, fix it. 3 more potential Hall of Fame quarterbacks in 40 years, more than blessed. Yeah, I mean, come on. Give me one Hall of Fame. I just want one. I like all of these wide receivers. This is a really juicy wide receiver part of the draft, but I really need some running backs, and they're not going to get back to me. Let's go Dylan Sampson. This was a really juicy wide receiver part of the draft. You've got Naylor, Malik Washington, Cyrus Allen. Where was my guy Ja'Cory Lane went already? We got Cyrus, Pat Bryant, Malik, Naylor. All of these guys are really solid, and it does fall off bad from there. Tebow time, you missed out on the drawing before. We're doing them at noon, so or 1 today because I had a dentist. But we're doing them daytime for the best ball streams. Tonight I'll be back. Back test season is back tonight. We're looking at main slates. Main slates. You have Favre and Rodgers. That does not count. Both Favre and Rodgers sucked when they came to the Jets. And then to make matters worse, then they left the Jets and were not that bad. Tebow time, main slate, back test season tonight. Do not miss the first one. Burns is joining me. I got to get Bobby Wow on one of those. I knew that Favre and Rodgers would suck on the Jets. I knew it. I just knew. The only guy that we got in the twilight, the best Jets quarterback of my lifetime is fucking Vinny Testaverde. And that's a Browns quarterback that just came to the Jets for a minute. That's how gross that is. That's how gross it is. There goes the tight end run, and people are now taking Turd Ferguson. Something happened with Turd Ferguson. Is there some news? Something that is Rams have expanded. Oh, here it is. They've expanded Ferguson's route tree, and he's more comfortable. So maybe standout performer. Okay, so there it is. We're getting positive updates on Turd Ferguson. I also saw a video of him like with his hottie fucking girlfriend or something, banging her. I don't know what the hell it was. It was like a joke, but I don't know. It looked pretty real. Looked pretty real. Terrence Ferguson, like, I don't know what that. I'm telling you, I saw an interesting video. Just seconds of it. I want to speak too much on it. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. Yeah, shout out to the DFS Army MLB team, though, guys. What a pile of wins that are popping in. A lot of those wins that you saw, by the way, I showed you this before, but a lot of this, where's this coming from? Similar to the research I did with showdowns and NFL main slates, I did the same kind of research for MLB stacking and approaches using the optimizer, and I discovered an anomaly that has now led to, Emmett Johnson, why? Why would you do that? Fucker. I discovered an anomaly that has effectively led to tournament takedowns. Like, it's led to win after win after win. I need a quarterback. I discovered an anomaly that I never would have found without the power of AI sampling everything. All right, here we go. Fantasy football question. Would I trade Drake London and Casey Concepcion? First of all, you got to let me know when these kind of questions come up. I think let me know if this is a dynasty question or a redraft question? I'm assuming it's a redraft question. Yes. That's what I'm talking about. Was that real? I don't know what the fuck I saw, but it looked like something sketchy. Some OnlyFans type footy stuff. Looked like Rex Ryan be watching that video all day. Back to it. Question. If it's a dynasty question, let's say this is a dynasty question. I would rather have London and Concepcion for JJ. This season, I don't think Casey Concepcion is like redraft relevant anyway. And if you're asking me the difference between London and Justin Jefferson, I have them very close. I have Jefferson ahead of him almost just reputationally. Both of them have questionable quarterback play. So would I do that trade? I would rather trade that pair for like a CeeDee Lamb or somebody else like Amon-Ra St. Brown. I would much rather have Amon-Ra than Jefferson. So I just like this is eating into my, I'm not on Jefferson this year, but I don't like want to, that's my stupid player take. And what the fuck do I know? Right? Like the reality is Justin Jefferson is a first round wide receiver and London is not. So do with that what you will. Like I hate to allow my goofy player takes to affect long-term thoughts on players. I hope so. I think Turd Fergie might be a cheat code for us early season DFS wise. If he's going to get the bigger role, we know the Rams want to throw to the tight end. If they give him that bigger role, yeah. Here's the deal, Gray Hair Gaming. Here's the deal with Kyler Murray. I understand Kyler Murray's pain because I too am a short king. And I'm going to let you know, you cannot see over the heads. When you try to throw the football and you're 5'9" or 5'10", and you're by the goal line, you can't see over the offensive lineman's head. So it's very difficult to deliver touchdowns from the pocket. So for Kyler Murray to throw for a touchdown, he's got to roll out. And it is in my mind, a significant disadvantage. Oh, yeah, we need a quarterback. Fuck. Oh, fuck. Deshaun Watson, the worst. That's poison. I'd almost rather have nothing than Deshaun Watson, but I waited too long, and I need a quarterback. Fuck. Yeah, Turd Ferguson. I've not drafted that guy once. So, Ray Zanny, you are not on Team Turd Ferguson. I mean, did you see how high he went in this draft? I haven't been taking him. I was taking Turd Ferguson. I haven't taken him here. I've been taking Turd Ferguson. He was my last pick in a lot of my early best ball drafts. Last pick, which I think is a perfectly appropriate spot for him. Wait, what's this about some height adding Nike Zooms? Send me the link. I need that for me. But let me get back to it because I do have a real point on Kyler Murray. It sounds like I'm making a joke. He's short and he can't see over. The fucking guy hasn't thrown for touchdowns his whole career. He's had a problem near the goal line getting touchdowns, which is why a player like James Conner, who was sort of a just acceptable but not super dynamic running back for that team, was getting a ton of touchdowns. They were handing it off a lot down by the goal line because Kyler could not close the deal. It's also why Trey McBride wasn't scoring touchdowns when Kyler Murray was the quarterback, but all of a sudden when Jacoby the Brisket took over, all of a sudden he's scoring touchdowns. What do you think happened there? Is Brisket such a greater talent? No. Kyler Murray has a specific problem throwing for touchdowns because he's too fucking short. Yeah, and I agree with you, Ray Zanny. I'm not paying the price now because I literally took that guy with my last pick in so many drafts that at this point, to do anything other than that would be to dishonor the early drafts where I took him late. In a 12-team, yes, no Jefferson. You're taking Chasbro, Chase Brown, and then you're deciding between Kenny Walker or Ashton Genty or one of those types. It's really Walker, Genty or Chasbro, Walker, Genty. That would be my group, unless somebody random fell like Jonathan Taylor or James Cook. My favorite double tap at 12-13 is James Cook and Chase Brown. The Mike Washington is an actual hot steaming turd flying up the fucking draft board on a fake rumor that Ashton Janty was going to be hurt. I just watched Mike Washington go and pick round 1 in a league. I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? You know, that's just jerky silliness. I don't have much Mike Washington exposure. I do not think that Mike Washington will be a relevant player at all unless Janty gets hurt. Yeah, Cook Brown. If you could start Cook Brown, that's probably my favorite start. Or when Chase Brown was dropping early in the offseason and you got like, and you paired up Jahmyr Gibbs with Chase Brown or Bijan. Oh, man. In the early offseason, you're like, no way, that wasn't happening. Yes, it was. Early offseason, you were getting Chasbro towards the end of round 2. I do not like my quarterback group here. Oh, fuckers. Even the backup quarterbacks are gone. Like I was going to take Penix. No luck there. Or grab, the rookie. No good. Whoa. What are we in the last round here? Okay, we got our last round. I'm going to grab an Njoku. Let's take Njoku with one of our picks here. Just get a 4th tight end on the board. Just might as well. And now I think I'd love to add another quarterback, but there's nothing really to add here. Kirk Cousins is not going to start a whole season. I do think that Shador will be in there, or Beck might get in there at some point, but these guys are crapola. Not much going on at the running back spot here of interest either. Maybe DeMarcado as the hopeful, maybe he's the actual backup. Let's go Demario Douglas, just to add another talent at the wide receiver position. There it is, guys. The Survivor. I'm a survivor. Reminder how this contest worked. 75% get through week to week. So we're just going to ride with this contest. I'm going to do, and here's my recommendation. I don't do Jets fan things, gray-haired at all. I'm like the opposite of a Jets fan. I love the Jets, but they've hurt me so much. I'm a battered, domestic abused Jets fan, to the point where like I hear the Jets, I go to PTSD when I think about Jets players. Like every time I allow myself to breathe and say, you know what? I think that we made some good moves this year. We brought in some good people. It's going to be a different year for us. I'm going to believe. Even if you allow that to creep in at all, it just burns you. It burns you. I've allowed it. I'm like, I remember a couple of years ago, it might have been the Zach Milson rookie year, where my buddy calls me up and he's like, dude, are you getting excited? And I said, you know me, man, I don't have any hope, but I allowed a little hope nugget to creep into my belly, just this little teeny hope nugget. And by week 1, it was gone. By the first week, I was like, oh my God, what? I don't even think it made it through the preseason. I was like, what is this kid doing? He looks like somebody that's macking up Cougars. Speaking of Zach Wilson, you guys ever see his mom? Smoke show. Like fucking Mormon, Utah, blonde hair, blue eye, just never eat anything but like homegrown corn on the farm out there. Look amazing. I allowed a little nugget to creep in there with the Rodgers thing too. That was another one. Just a little teeny hope nugget. Oh, we got a great defense. We got Garrett Wilson. We had like a decent team. And it burned me so fast. It took me 7 weeks when Favre came to the Jets to finally start to believe. And then in week 8, he got hurt and the whole thing fell off the cliff. I'm sick of it. I want the Jets to lose every game and get the first pick in the draft. The only hope nugget I could get is if Arch Manning comes. And then my next hope is, I already spoke about this, I don't think that fucking Aaron Glenn is going to be the coach. We'll bring in Peyton Manning, Arch and Peyton. Let's turn the whole franchise. This is GM. I want to bring Peyton Manning in as the GM of the Jets. Let's get somebody who knows what the fuck they're doing. All right, guys, check this out. I appreciate everybody hanging out. Double drafts today. Good stuff. It's almost 3. I'm going to be back tomorrow at noon, and Friday, I don't know what day it is, but we'll be back at noon throughout the week for Draftapaloozas. Get your drafters tickets. Get your drafter shit signed up. Promo code DFS Army. We're going to keep doing these drafters drafts. I'm actually going to start a bunch of slows on drafters as well. Tonight, backtest season moves on to main slates. This is the gold. Everything I've learned, all the studies, 18 hours a day in the lab, underneath in the basement. It's fucking musty down there, bro. But I spent 18 hours a day down there learning AI, building data warehouses, and querying the data, running 6 million backtest lineups to try to figure out the perfect settings. We're going to put it into place tomorrow or tonight, 8 o'clock. Burns is joining me. That will be linked in our Discord. That's not going to come on the public YouTube channel or the Twitch or the whatever, because you got to be a DFS Army subscriber in order to use the Domination Station Optimizer that we will be using and learning on how to attack GPP's main slates. If you're not signed up at DFS Army, promo code BOOK, 20% off. BOOK, 20% off at dfsarmy.com. Do the VIP. It covers all sports for $99 a month. Goes down to $79 a month. Every other site is charging $300 or $400 a month for that shit. We are about average Joes competing on a level playing field with DFS pros. There's a reason our guys win. This doesn't happen by accident. And then the next day, the exact same thing with a different DFS Army member. First, second, third, fourth. That's what we're doing. That's what the math, advanced math is doing. And just keep in mind, and I'm going to constantly remember and remind you, DFS Army, by DFS players, for DFS players. Every other site out there that you're fucking with is corporate owned by some European conglomerate. The original heart and soul behind those sites are long gone. I don't want to name names, but just know if you're being charged $300-$400 a month, $250, whatever it is, those guys are not who you think they are. There's a reason they're jacking up the price. It's because they got corporate overlords. I don't give a shit about that. I love this. I love hanging out with you guys. I love doing this content. That's why we keep it what we do. That's why I sit in the basement 18 hours a day prepping to make sure that we have an amazing football season. So stay tuned. We're going to crush our redraft. We're going to crush our best ball, and we're absolutely going to destroy DFS this year. I love it. DFS Army, promo code BOOK. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Ooh, let's do it with the song. Let's go out with the song. Where is it? Here we go. Going out with the song. Deuces, everybody.
Kevin the Geek, bringing analytics through. Live with the homies, get a whole damn crew. We're scouting every bucket, every snap, every play. Stacking QBs and receivers, getting paid today. Strategy is locked, watch the ADP